Other foot. 1, 2, 3. And other direction. 1, 2, 3. Feet together. Hands on knees. 1, 2, 3. And change the direction. 1, 2, 3. Let's open the feet. Hands on the hips. Pay attention. Hips. 1, 2, 3. Other direction. 1, 2, 3. Get the elbows up. Pay attention. Back. 1, 2, 3. Arms out. 1, 2, 3. Now we got the shoulders. Pay attention, shoulders. 1, 2, 3. Other direction. 1, 2, 3. Work on the elbows. Let's pay attention. 1, 2, 3. Other direction. 1, 2, 3. Let's work on the hands and pay attention. 1 and 2, 3. Other direction. 1 and 2, 3. Get the hands on the hips. Downwards of your head. 1, 2, 3. Other direction. 1, 2, 3. Get the hands, arms up. Open the feet. Chin up. Upper back stretch. Let's go forward. Lower back relax. Knees straight. Hands down. 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 Slowly up. Hands, arms up. Chin up. Upper back stretching out. Looking up. Good. Let's go forward. Lower back relax. Knees straight. Hands down. 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 Lower back loosen up. Upper back. We do this again. Hands, arms up. Chin up. Upper back stretching out. Looking up, feel taller, get extension up. Let's go forward, lower back relax. This straight, the hand down, down, down. Lower back loosened up back, down. Head, arms, drop down. Let's do one more time. Hands, arms up. Chin up. Upper back stretching out. Looking up. Feel taller. Get extension up. Let's go forward. Lower back relax. Knee straight. The hands down, down, down. Lower back loosened up back, down. Head, arms, drop down. Good. Slowly up. Let's get the feet together. Hand on knees. We pay attention to this. 1, 2, 3. Good. Let's open. Hand in front. Back straight. And pay attention knees again. 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. 7. Good. So hand down, down, down. We should step a little bit here. Okay. Before we do breathing, do meditation, we work on a little bit, open the hips. How to open the hips. We said we have 230 joints. We need every joint loosened up, extend. Now, hands, we're able to finger extend. You're able to feel the joints open it, loosened up, extend. Elbow out, you feel shoulder loosened up, extend. Now, we get pain sensations. You feel this bone loosened up, extend. How we can get the hips loosened up, extend? Okay. I wish I can see that. You can open, not open that. But I couldn't see that. I only can tell you how to do that. Everybody do your own. The big toes give us help to open the hips. Wow, how to do that? We stand like this. Everybody, you feel your way back to the feet. Then your toes grab on the floor, special big toes, grab it. You can feel back hips have something there. Your toes are holding. If you're able to feel the hips, when toes, big toes hold on the floor, you're able to move around, just a tiny little bit. You feel move on the back of the hips. Then you're able to do something for the hips, open the hips. Open the hips, this part, go out, see, out. Your toes are holding it, out. You need it to get out. Are you able to have that motion? You've able to have that motion with practice. You always get that motion. You can feel it. The hips get slight opening. Then well, I say big congratulations, you have that one. Okay, very difficult one. Usually in China, the teacher saying that 100 people, maybe only 5 people feel that. Most of people, no, no, nothing. None of that, the teacher give up. Come on, do it whatever you can, just like that. Okay, I wish you most of us ever had that. Okay, we'll do one more time. And you're standing, you feel weight on your right both of feet, you feel weight on foot. You can deepen a little bit, slice it down, and you feel toes hold on the floor. And you shifting, you able to have hips, some kind of motion. You try to loosen up hips, you loosen up hips joints. Yes, go like that way. Okay? Now, right now we're going to change the position now because you have different movement. You right foot forward. You kneecap cover toes. You like 70% weight on your front foot. You 30% weight on the back foot. You left foot the left side, right foot the right side. Now, then you give the hips a chance to open that. If you go like this, you won't give the hips a chance to open. You already locked. If you go like this, you see? If you go like this, you're already locked. You have to open. This is open. When your toes on the floor, hips get a chance open both sides. Open the hips. You never put the foot like this. You put like this, you're already locked already. You cannot do anything. You have to open sideways. And left foot left side, right foot right side. Okay? Now we do this again. And left foot forward, left hip side. Oh, sorry, right foot. Do right side. And run knee bend forward. Then you right now allow your toes holding floor, you feel the hips. Toes holding floor, you feel the hips. Yeah, you feel hips go sideways. And toes release, hold on the floor. You feel left foot go to support to left side hip. Right foot go to support to right hip. If both sides get good support, you need to open that. That's we need that. Then you lower back feel good support too. Okay? Then we do other side. Left foot forward now. Left foot left side. Toes straight forward. Feel good support. Toes holding floor. You get the hips. Good. We do this again. Toes flat, easy. Toes on the floor. Feel good support. Both sides support up. You feel this part good support. Then that support also can straight to the head. Okay, good. And big toes flat. One more time. Toes holding. Feel support. Feel hips. Get the motion. Okay, we stop here. And bring hands up, breath in, and hands down, breath out. Open arms, breath in, breath out. Okay, shift step a little bit here. Okay, today we get the concept for hips open. Now, we may understanding, but we get it. We'll have to repeat it 10,000 times. That's my coach always said that. You get the idea, you get the understanding, go, repeat 10,000 times. Now I have that. Okay, right now we do breathing, then we practice, we emphasize that. Open the feet, back straight, shoulder relaxed, elbow relaxed, hands. Feel whole body relax. Pay attention. Breath in. And breath out. What? Hands palm upwards. Breath in. And hand down. Breath out. What? Hands palm upwards, breath in. So hands down, breath out. Open arms, breath in. And breath out. Hands on low. Pay attention. Breath in. And breath out. Breath in. And breath out. Do by yourself for 1 minute. Then let's do together. Breath in. And breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Hands palm upwards. Breath in. So hands down. Breath out. Hands palm upwards. Breath in. So hands down. Breath out. Open arms. Breath in. And breath out. Let's get ready, practice meditation. Shoulders down, elbow out, hands, arm, loosen up, extend. A, knee slightly bent, let the back knee loosened up. Breath in, breath out. We need all joints loosen up, extend. Breath in, breath out. Hands front up. In meditate, lower tongue to both shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In meditate, lower tongue to both shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Feel whole body joints loosen up, extend. Hands somewhere upwards in meditate, lower tongue to push. Exhale to elbows, hands. In meditate, lower tongue. Hands forward, exhale to elbows, hands. In meditate, lower tongue push. Exhale to elbows, hands. Toes holding floor. Feel hips, joints loosen up. In lower tongue push. Exhale to elbows, hands. In meditate, lower tongue to both shoulders. Hands down, exhale to elbow, toes open. Second method. In meditate, third front shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Try get every joint loosen up, extend. In third front of both shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. And somewhere upwards in meditate, third front of shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In meditate, see the front of the shoulders, hand forward. Exhale from shoulders to elbows to hands. In meditate, see the front of two shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Loosen up, extend. In meditate, see the front of two shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Toes up. And the palm upwards, breath. So hands down, breath out. And the palm upwards, breath. So hands down, breath out. Good. Open arms, breath in. And breath out. Breath in, breath out. Let's practice the office Tai Chi with emphasize meditation, gut sensations, hip sensations. Pay attention over time. Breath in, breath out. Toes on the floor. Feel the hips slice opening. Knee get burned down. You feel knee loosen up, not locked. Let's get the hand front up. In meditate. Lower tumble shoulders. Exhale, two elbows, hands. Whole body loosen up, extend. In meditate. Lower tummy to shoulders. Exhale, two elbows, hands. Do meditation, get the sensations. In meditate, lower tummy shoulders. Exhale, two elbows, hands. I will do one more time. In meditate, lower tumble shoulders. Exhale, two elbows, hands. Hip joints loosen up, extend. In lower tumble shoulders. Exhale, two elbows, hands. Get the tiny sensations. Good. Relax the movement. In meditate, right foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbow hands, right foot toes up. Or in left foot to both shoulders. Left step, left side, toes forward. Exhale to elbow hands, both toes are holding floor. Open the hips. Feel that. Good. In meditate, left foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand, standing up. In right foot to shoulders. Right step. Exhale to elbow hand, right foot, both feet toes on the floor, open the hips. Good. In meditate, right foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In left foot to shoulders. Left step, left hip side. Exhale to elbow hand, open the hips, toes on the floor. Get good support, feet to the hips. In meditate, left foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In right foot to shoulders. Right step, right hip side. Exhale to elbows, hands. Toes holding floor. Good support to the hips. Get the hips open up. Relax the movement. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand. We stand right foot. Whole body loosened up, extend. Left foot to foot. In left foot to shoulder. Left step, left side to open the hips. In left foot to shoulders. Toes up. Good support to the hips. In left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. We stand left foot. right step forward. In meditate, right foot to both shoulders, and torso. Or good support from feet to the hips, upper hips. One more time. In right foot to shoulders, right foot. In exhale to elbows, hands, stand on right foot, right knee bend down, left foot to right foot, left step left side. In left foot to shoulders, good support. Feel hips open. In left foot to both shoulders, exhale to elbow, hands, we stand left. But whole body loosened up, extend, right step. In meditate, right foot to both shoulders. Good. And that's the moment. Left foot to point forward. Exhale to elbow hand. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Back straight. In left foot to shoulders. Open left foot. Exhale to elbow hand. At this moment, try to open the hips. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. One more time. In meditate, left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand. In this moment, open the hip, both toes hold the floor. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Hands only. In meditate, left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand. Whole body loosen up, extend. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand. All joints loosen up, extend. In left foot to exhale to elbow hand. One more time. In meditate, right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand, and torso. Or open the hips. In left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Slowly stand down. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In meditate, lower down, left knee both shoulders. Exhale down to right foot to shoulder up hand. In meditate, lower down, left knee both shoulders. Exhale down to left foot, shoulder up hand. In meditate, lower down to right knee both shoulders. Can we open hips in the air? Exhale down to right foot, shoulder up hand. In meditate, lower down, left knee both shoulders, and open hips in the air. Exhale down to left foot, shoulder up, hand. We stand on left foot, in right foot to shoulders. Exhale to up hand, lower tummy right foot, and open hips in the air, in right foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In meditate, left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand. Open hips in the air. Whole body loosen up, extend. In left foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand. Lower tummy right foot. Open hips in the air. In right foot to shoulder. Good. Exhale to elbows, hands. Standing on right foot, in left foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand, and open hips in the air, in left foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand, we stand left foot. Right foot to left foot, left knee bend down, right step out, in meditate, right foot to both shoulders, and torso. Exhale to elbow hand, open the hips, in left foot to exhale to up hand, open the hips. We have different sensations at the hips. In right foot. Exhale to elbows, hand. Open the hips, move from the back, sensation different. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hand. Hip sensations different. In right foot to shoulder, torso. Exhale to elbows, hand. Right foot in, right knee bend down, get leadership position, Penny sensations, lower back, in left foot to shoulder, left foot and left hip side, not lock hips. In left foot to shoulders, toes are holding floor, good support to the hips. Exhale to elbow hand, in right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand, open the hips, moving backward, in left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand, open the hips, push it forward. Hip toes in left foot to shoulders. Keep the hips open. Exhale to elbow hand, front and back, still open. Now in left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand, push down low. Right foot to left foot. Right step out. In meditate. Right foot to shoulder, toes hold. Roll open the hips. Exhale to elbow hand, in left foot to shoulder. Exhale to elbow hand, feet good support to the hip. Get the feet hip sensations in right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand, front back, hip sensations different in right foot to shoulders. Back. Exhale to elbows, hands. In right foot to shoulders. Right foot in. Exhale to elbow hand, standing right foot, left foot to right foot, left step forward, torso. In good support to the hip. Exhale to elbow hand, in right foot to shoulder. Exhale to elbow hand, and torso. Floor good support to hip sensations different. Exhale to elbow hand. In left foot to shoulder. And also people said that is the hips massage. Pushing forward. Exhale to elbows, hand. Good. Feel good support. Leave left hand there. In left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hand. Left hand above right hand. In meditate. Lower tongue push. Exhale to elbows, hands. And pay attention. Hands palm upwards. Breath in. And breath out. Open arms, breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Left foot to. Today we still practice the left side direction 103. We emphasize open the hips. Slowly open the foot. Pay attention. Breath in. And breath out. Hands front up. In meditate. Lower tongue to push. Exhale to elbows, hands. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand. We stand left step. In meditate. Left foot to push shoulder. Open the hips. Exhale to elbows, hands. Stand left foot. Whole body loosen up, extend. Right step. In meditate. Right foot to shoulder. Toes. Good support to the hip in left foot. Exhale to the hand. Open the hips. Get the hip sensations in right foot. Turn. Exhale to elbows, hands. In right foot. Exhale to elbows, hands. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand. We stand the right foot in left foot to shoulders. Remember, open the hips, left step, left hip side, toes forward. Exhale to elbow hand. Open the hips. In left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand. Get the penny sensation. Left side penny sensations. Exhale to elbow hand. Elbow out. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand, push down the right foot in left foot. Exhale to elbows, hands. In left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand, right hand down. In, left for two shoulders, left step, left hip side, exhale to open, toes on the floor, good support to the hip, open the hips. In, right for two. Exhale, lower tummy down. Put lower tummy, shoulder, elbow, hand, push elbow out. Hand, fingers, loosen up, extend, in, left for two shoulders, left step. Exhale to elbows, hands. In, meditate, left for two shoulders. Right step. Exhale to open, toes hold the floor, hips open. In, right for two shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand, in, left for two shoulders. Left start. Exhale to open, toes open the hips, good support to the hips. In, meditate, right for two. Exhale, lower tummy down. Put lower tummy, shoulder, elbow, hands. In, meditate, left foot to shoulders, left step out. Exhale to elbows, hands. In, left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In, meditate, right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hands. Toes hold the floor, open the hips. In, left foot to both shoulders, left step. Exhale to elbow, hands. Toes open the hips, go to support to the hips. In, meditate, left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In, left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hand. Knees bend down. Get the penny sensations. Toes on the floor. In, left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In, right foot to shoulders. Right step out. Exhale to elbows, hands. Turn left up. In, left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In, right foot to shoulders. Exhale to open, toes hold the floor. Good support to the hips. Hips open. In, right foot to shoulders. Get the hips, different sensations. Exhale to elbows, hands. In, right foot to shoulders, and fist and elbow. Exhale to elbows, hands. We stand on right foot. In, left foot to both shoulders, left step out. Exhale to elbow, hands. We stand left foot. In, right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In, left foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Step back, repulse monkey. In, left foot to both shoulders. Left step back. Exhale to elbows, hands. Toes hold the floor. In, right foot to shoulders. Right step back. Exhale to open. Toes hold the floor. Open the hips. Good. In, left foot to both shoulders. Left step back. Exhale to open. Toes hold the floor. Go to support. Open the hips. Get a sensation. Hip sensation. In, right foot to shoulder. Exhale to elbow, hand. Right foot touch it. Left foot toes up. Turn. Step forward. In, right foot to shoulders. Keep elbow out. Exhale to elbow, hand. Keep your fingertips out. In, right foot to shoulder. Exhale to open. See the hand. In, right foot to shoulders. Right step. Exhale to elbow, hands. In, left foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hands. In, meditate. Left foot to both shoulders. Left step forward. Exhale to open. Toes hold the floor. Hips open. In, left foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In, left foot to both shoulders. Left step out. Exhale to elbows, hands. In, meditate. Left foot to both shoulders. Stand left foot. Left up penny sensations. In, right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. push it forward. Turn left palm up, in left to push shoulders, exhale to up hand, and left up pending sensations. In right foot to shoulders, exhale to elbows, hands. In meditate, left foot to push shoulders, left to step out, exhale to elbows, hands, and torso. Good support to the hip, in left foot to push shoulders, exhale to up hand, left up pending sensations. Right step. In meditate, right foot to show torso. Good support to the hip, exhale to up hand, in left foot. Exhale to up hand, open the hips, get the sensations, hip sensations, in right foot to shoulders. Keep open the hips. Exhale to elbows, hands, in right foot to push. Yes. Exhale to elbows, hands. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to up hand. We stand on right foot. In left foot to shoulders. Left step, left hip side, open the hips. Exhale to up hand. Toes forward. Hips open. In left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In meditate, left foot to shoulder. Hey, get penny sensation. Exhale to up hand. Open the hip in the center. In right foot to shoulder. Exhale to elbows, hands. In left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. And one more time. In meditate, left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hands. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hand. And right foot in. We're standing right foot. In left foot to shoulders. Left step forward. Exhale to elbows, hands. In meditate, left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In meditate, left foot to shoulders. Left step out. Exhale to elbows, hands. Both feet toes. Or go to support to the hip. In right foot to shoulder. Open the hips. Exhale to elbow, hands. Stand on left. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to up hand. Open hips in the air. In right foot to shoulders. Still open it. Put the foot down. Good. Exhale to elbow, hands. In left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hand. Stand on right foot. In left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hand. Open hips in the air. In left foot to shoulders. Ready? Turn. Exhale to elbow, hand. Stand down right foot. In left foot to shoulders. Kick left foot. Exhale to up hand over tongue. Foot. In left foot to shoulder. Third hand circle down. Exhale to up hand. In left foot to shoulder. Left step. Exhale to elbows. Hand. And toes hold. Or open the hips. In left foot to shoulders. Right step. Exhale to up hand. Toes hold the floor. Go to support to the hip. Open the hip. Lower punch. In right foot to shoulders. Left step forward. Exhale to up hand. Toes hold the floor. Feet support the hips. Open the hips. Two hand palm. In left foot to shoulder. Left foot in. For right shoulder out and back. Stand left foot. Exhale to up hand. Hey, left side penny sensations. In right foot to shoulder. Exhale to elbows, hands. Push it forward. All open hips at this moment. In left foot to push. Exhale to elbow, hand. Hey, penny sensations. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Toes open. Hips open. Here, left foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbows and cross arms. Here, right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow and open the hips. Here, right foot to shoulder, open the hips. Exhale to elbows, hand, stand and right foot. Rise up tiny sensations. Left step. In left foot to shoulder. Beating towel, right hand down. And toes holding floor. Open the hips. Good. In left foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Stand up. Foot. In right foot to shoulders. Right step up. Exhale to elbow, toes holding floor. Exhale to elbows, hands. Open the hips. In left foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Cross arms. In right foot to shoulder. Open the hips. Exhale to elbow, hand over tummy, right foot. In right foot to shoulder. Open hips in the air. Turn. Put foot down. Exhale to elbows, hands. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In left foot. Exhale to elbows, hands. Stand on right foot. In left foot to both shoulders. Hips open. Exhale to elbow, hand. Elbow tummy. In left foot to both shoulders. Ready? Turn. Exhale to elbows, hand. We stand left foot. Cross arms. Left step tiny sensations. In right foot to exhale to open, over tummy. In right foot. Left step forward. Left step forward. Toes holding floor. Exhale to open. Hips open. In left foot to push. Exhale to open. In meditate. Left foot to push. Exhale into elbows, hands. And tiny sensations. Hips open, toes in left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hand. In right foot to shoulders. Just out. Exhale to elbows, hands. In left foot to both shoulders. Keep hips open. Exhale to elbow, hand. Get different sensations. Hips in right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Good. Triangle single whip. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Tiny bend down. Just up tiny sensations. In left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Toes on the floor. Good support to the hip. Get hip sensations in left foot to shoulder. Exhale to open, stand left foot. Right step, right hip side, in right foot to shoulder. Toes on. Get hips open, in right foot to shoulder. Exhale to elbow, hands. Left step. In meditate, left foot to shoulder. Toes holding floor. Go to support to the hip. Over hips, get hip sensations in left foot. Exhale to elbow, hand. Hips open, there sensation there, right step. In right foot to shoulders. Toes hold. Open hips, get sensations. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hand. Peacock tail, left step. In meditate, left foot to shoulder. Toes on. Or go to supported hip, open the hips, in left foot to shoulder. Exhale to elbows, hands. Right step forward. In meditate, right foot to shoulder, open the hips. Exhale to elbow, hand, in left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hand, get different hip sensations. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In rudder for 2 shoulders. Exhale, 2 elbows, hands, toes up on the floor, open the hips. In rudder for 2 shoulders. Exhale, 2 hand, arm loosened up, extend. In left for 2 shoulders. Left step, open the hips, toes forward. Exhale, 2 elbow, hand, head hip sensations. In left for 2 shoulders. Left for in. Exhale, 2 elbow, hand. Get the penny sensations in right for 2 shoulders. Exhale to open, rise up penny sensations. Left step, in left for 2 shoulders, toes over. Exhale to open, get the penny sensation of hip sensations in left for 2 shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands, over the loosened up extend, joints loosen, stand, right step. In right for 2 shoulder torso. Exhale to open the hips. In right for 2 shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Left step out. In meditate, left for 2. Exhale to elbow, hand, toes on the floor, go to support. Open the hips. With sensations in left for 2 shoulders. From right shoulders are turned back. Exhale to open with stand left foot, right foot to foot. Penny sensations, right step out in right foot to toes. Exhale to open the hips. Get sensations in right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Left step, but in meditate, left for 2 shoulders. Exhale to open, over the loosen up, extend, joints loosen up, extend, get the penny sensations. Right step forward, in meditate, right for 2 shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hand, in left for 2 shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hand, loosen up, extend, in right for 2 shoulders. Exhale into elbows, hands. In right for 2 shoulders. Hips open with sensations. Exhale to elbows, hands. In meditate, right for 2 shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Penny sensations. In left for 2 shoulders. Left step out. Exhale to elbow, hands. Hips open it. In left for 2 shoulders. Exhale into elbows, hands. In meditate, left for 2 shoulders. Hips open. Exhale to open. In right for 2 shoulders. Exhale to open. And we try open hips in the air. Exhale to elbow, hands. And in meditate, left for 2 shoulders. Toes on the floor. Open hips in the air. Exhale to elbows, hands. In right for 2 shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Open hips in the air. One more time. In meditate, left for 2 shoulders. Exhale to open hips in the air. In right for 2 shoulders. Keep open it. Exhale to elbow, hand. Right foot. Standing right foot in left for 2 shoulders. Right hand, 5 fingers, 6 meridians. In left for 2 shoulders. Left step. Left hip side. Exhale to open, toes open. Go to support, hips open. Push it down. In left for 2 shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Standing up. In meditate. Lower tummy, running both shoulders, open hips in the air. Exhale down to right foot, shoulder up, and in lower tummy, left hip shoulder, open hips in the air. Step back to post monkey, left foot back. Exhale to elbows, hand, toes up on the floor, hips open it. In right for 2 shoulders. Right step back. Exhale to elbow, hands. You meditate left foot to shoulders, left step back. Exhale to elbows, hands. In right foot to shoulders, elbow out, hand, loosen up, extend, elbow out. Exhale to elbow and turn, step forward. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Elbow out, finger loosen up, extend, in right foot to shoulder. Exhale to elbow, hand, in right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hand, in left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hand, in left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hand, in meditate, left foot to shoulders. A, open hips in air. Exhale to elbows, hands. You meditate, left foot to shoulders, elbow out, exhale to elbows, hands. In, left foot to shoulders, exhale to elbows, hands. In, meditate, left foot to shoulders, stand left foot, exhale to elbow, hand. In, right foot to both shoulders, exhale to elbow, hand, palm, pushing forward. Turn up the palm up, in left foot to shoulder. Exhale to elbows, hands. In right foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hands. Open hips, in left foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hands. Open hips, in left foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Right step forward. In meditate, right foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hand. In left foot to both shoulders. Open hips. Exhale to elbow, hand. Get hips sensations in right foot to shoulders. Hand sensations. Exhale to elbows, hands. In meditate, right foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hand. Whole body loosen up, extend. Joints loosen up, extend. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to up hand, standing right foot, in left foot to shoulder, 5 fingers, 6 and right hand above shoulder, in left foot to shoulder, left step forward. Exhale to up hand, open hips, fingertips shoulder level, in left foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow hand, stand left foot, we open hips in air, exhale to elbows, hands. In left foot to both shoulder, open hips in the air, exhale to elbow, hands. In right foot to shoulders, exhale to elbow, hand, open hips in the air. 1, in left foot to shoulder, keep knees bent down. Exhale to elbow, hand, open hips in the air. In right foot to shoulders, open hips, exhale to elbow, hand. 2, in left foot to both shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hand. Open hips in the air. Exhale to elbow, hand. Standing right foot. In left foot to shoulder. Right hand above shoulder. Exhale to elbow, hand. In left foot to shoulders. Left step on. Exhale to elbow, hand. Toes on the floor. Good support to the hip. Hips open. Good. In left foot to shoulder. Standing right foot, exhale to up hand, left hand in, right hand forward, in left foot to shoulder, left step forward, exhale to elbows, hand, put support to the hip, hips open, in left foot to shoulders, exhale to up hand, push down left foot, in right foot to shoulder, hips open now, exhale to up hand, kick right foot, in right foot to shoulder, lower punch, left step forward, toes on the floor, exhale to up hand, good support, hips open, in left foot to shoulder, and elbow out, finger out, loosen up, extend, exhale to elbow, hand, right step. In meditate, right foot to shoulders, exhale to elbow, hand, in left foot to shoulders, exhale to elbows, hands. In right foot to shoulders. Good support today. Exhale to open. Elbows on the floor. Feel whole hips open. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In meditate. Right foot to shoulders. Exhale to open. We stand in right foot. Right hand above shoulder. In left foot to shoulder. Open hips. Exhale to open. Toes hold. Push it down. In left foot to push. Exhale to elbows, hands. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to open. Step forward. Punch it. Toes it. Punch it. In right foot to shoulders. Right step. Exhale to elbows, hands. In left foot to shoulders. Exhale to open. Left foot touch it. In left foot to push shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In left foot to push shoulders. Ready? Turn. Exhale to elbows, hands. We stand left foot. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hands. In right foot to shoulders. Hit the right foot. In right foot to shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hands. In 2 feet to shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. Toes hold the floor. Open hips. In left foot to push shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In right foot to shoulders. Right step out. Exhale to elbows, hands. Toes hold the floor. Open hips. In left foot to push shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. In meditate. Left foot to push shoulders. Toes hold the floor. Hips open. Exhale to open. Hips open. In left foot to push shoulders. Exhale to elbows, hands. And toes hold the floor. Feel hips open with the neutral position, with the penny sensations in 2 feet to shoulders. Exhale to elbow, hands. Hands palm upward. Breath in. Her hands down. Breath out. Open arms. Breath in. Breath out. The body loosen up, extend. Every joint loosen, extend. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. And easy breathing, hands palm upwards, breath in. And hands down, breath out. Open arms, breath in. And breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Love two. Shift step. Yeah. Okay, very good. There are 230 joints. You do movements. See, try get as many as joints open it. That's excellent. Okay, maybe today we get 50. Next time there's 70. That is the progress. Okay. I wish I can see every joint. It's 20 parts. Okay. If your joints open it, loosen up, extend, you can feel that's flexible. That's good. Okay, the joints are open. If like this, that's locked. If this straight is locked, this slice a bit. You can feel that joints open. Okay, today we're up to here. We'll continue work on it. Loosen up. Sideways. Sideways. Turning. Lower times. Arms, lower times. Back. Good. And shaking from the back. As always. Let's work on the vibration, lower back, up, down, side hip, center, up, down, side, center, up, down, side. Good. Sit arms. Turning. Back straight. Head straight up. Taller. Good. Now stop here. Hands palm upwards. breath in, hands down, breath out. Over arms, breath in, breath out. We stop today.